All right, hi, I'm James from JP Fire and Security. Today I'm going to be going over the programming on the CTEC ZFP fire panel. So I'm going to config cause and effects as well on some of the devices. So I'm going to walk through the PC software, connecting the panel to the PC software, and also going to be going over how to learn your loops, how to auto address devices, and the on-screen device manager as well. I've got the ZFP set up over here, so I'm just going to move you so you can see that. So this is the control panel. This is a small case ZFP. It's a 2-loop one. Currently got only 1 loop wired in, with a total of 6 devices. So we've got 4 Cast Pro devices. So that would be 2 optical heat and carbon monoxides with tone sounders, and this one's got a VAD on it. And then there's 2 optical heats with tone sounders, and this one's got a VAD. And then 2 call points. So first thing I'm going to do is wake the screen up on the panel, and then just going to open the door and open this door on the panel. So in here is your main circuit board. You got your display board and a blanking plate there where you can fit custom modules. So that could either be zone cards, printer card, key switch. There's plenty options available. So I'm going to plug the loop in to the panel now. See the devices at the start and the end of the loop will light up, and then the loop will do a scan through the newfound devices. So now if I go quickly back into the panel, I've disabled the buzzer on the system, so just going to enable that real quick so you can hear the key clicks. So it's a bit difficult to see the screen while recording on a laptop, but I will talk through this. So you'll have a fault pop up on the screen. You'll get the amount of faults you'll get is depending on how many devices you've just connected to the loop. So I've just connected 6 devices to the loop, so you'll get 6 faults. And these faults currently will read unlearned device. It'll tell you what the device is and what number the device is. So from factory, you'll get a lot of duplicate address faults as well, because I believe these do all come pre-programmed to the same device address. So going to access level 3, the default code is 4444. Once you're in there, you'll hear the tone and you'll get an access light. Go into commissioning functions and auto address. Then select the loop you need and press go. It will say, are you sure? Press tick. It will do a tone and then it will prompt you again, are you sure? So press tick. Find only new devices. Depending on whether you've just added some more devices or whether you are doing a fresh loop, I would recommend either fresh loop, press no to that, or for a already addressed loop, just press the only find new devices. So right now the loop is scanning through to find these devices. You'll get an on-screen grid of all the devices. So I can see now we've got devices popping up with all the numbers. Very interestingly, that's not popped up quite correctly. So we've got a couple of problems here. The loop has learnt very strangely. It's picking up one of these call points as device 1, So it might be a case of quickly checking the wiring, because there is a possibility the wiring is not quite right on this. It is showing up as having spares from this device. Interesting. Not coming up as having... I had this all working earlier. I was not prepared for any problems. Let's try and relearn it. Try and relearn it and see whether we can get anything different. Hopefully it might auto address this loop a bit differently. Now I've reseated the detector heads. If not, we're on a fault finding mission. Again, I've powered the panel down, I've transported this, and I've taken the loop. Oh, there we are. That's coming up better now. So I think that detector might not have been seated on its base correctly, because now we do have all the correct stuff. So we're going to mute the beeper. So I think this base had just come unseated during transport. I do not have call point keys with me. I've completely forgot them. So I won't be able to test manual call points today, but that's not going to be truly necessary for right now, because today I'm going to be showing programming mostly. So once you've got those devices in, we can start to look a little more into other sides of programming. So once they're all learnt, come out the menu and go into Device Manager, and then say I need to find device 3. Click on it, go into device outputs, and you can turn on fire LED, and I can see this device has lit up. I can turn the beacon on. Or I can turn the sounder on. And you can also do that on the alert tone. So once you've mapped your devices and you know what zone you need to put the devices into, go into Device Manager, again, Loop 1, click on the device you need, and you can go Edit Device Name, and then you get a full on-screen QWERTY keyboard. So I'm just going to leave that as the default label, which is Loop 1 Device 1, Loop 1 Device 2, so on and so forth. And then in this menu, you can read live data as well from the device, so you can check the health of detectors. So if you've got a system which has got detectors which are in a harsh environment where you could have dust ingress, you can check how your detectors are going. So right now I can see on this multi-sensor we've got a reading of 6 on the optical sensor and a 20.7 degrees reading on the heat detector. So the Cast Pro line of detectors actually have 3 heat detectors built in. You've got 2 fixed heats and a rate of rise heat detector. So these detectors are very accurate at detecting a true alarm and very good at preventing a false alarm. So coming out of that menu now, you can then go into Edit Zone Name. So Zone 1, you can then get, again, the keyboard on the screen, and you can name the zone to whatever fits well. And then you can also, in all of these menus, you can set the time that it takes for the LCD screen to automatically dim. You can edit the output groups names. So all output devices would be your normal sounders. I will come into this in the cause and effects programming because the output groups can be quite crucial into when you are programming cause and effects in. So later on, I'm going to show how to make the VADs continue to flash while the system is silent. And that is done by putting the VADs in their own output group. So coming out of there, what I'm going to do now is just put that back to the home page now. And what you will need now is a programming lead for your panel. And to program the panel, it is as simple as open the door, open this door, and plug your programming lead into the port on the display board. This is quite a long lead, so I'm just going to move this out the way and plug that into your computer. Once it is plugged into your computer, that's all you need to do now is plug the panel into your computer and you're done. There is no additional things that need to be done on the panel side now. So we're going to move over to the software now, where we're going to program in some cause and effects. So here we are in the software now. So we're going to go into node view real quickly and retrieve all data. And then enter your code. And that will automatically now start to retrieve data from the control panel. So this doesn't take too long. So you can see there, that has now retrieved all the data from this panel. So we can go into basic configuration now. You can see the loop protocol, which is cast on there. The maintenance string you can modify depending on what you need for your company. So you can let the customers know that they need to perform maintenance on their system. Well, not they need to perform maintenance, but they need to call an engineer out to perform maintenance on the system. So whether that be your annual inspection or just testing, that can be set up. Loops and zones, you can see the loops here. Devices, so we can see on the panel here, we've got 2 onboard sounders, 2 relays, key switch, EN54 power supply unit, fault buzzer, fault relay. I think that's panel logs if I'm correct. Yeah, event log, panel device, touch panel, and then there are 3 monitored inputs. But you can, on the ZFP panel, you can see here EC status panel, EC switch panel. So these are for your evacuation alert panels, which are powered by ZFP. A bus here. See the different cards that can connect onto that. Loop 1, we then get our devices. So you get this exact same layout on your panel, but on the software, when you click onto a device, you can go into edit devices. So what I'm going to show now is how to zone your devices. So if I grab a zone real quickly, I can name it zone 2, and then from here it's just you label your zones as needed, so on and so forth. So if I then go back into devices and go into here, we can name the device and trying to remember how you put these into zones now. This is actually testing my there we are. So first and second channel. So first channel zone, you can program that into what zone you need, and you can set the sensitivity modes. So you can set that to that. Group all input devices, class change alert. So this would be on all input devices. So you can also turn polling LEDs off on devices. So this is just a call point, so there's not much to it. But again, in there, can zone that. So I'm just going to zone that into zone 2. So let's go on to a bit of the cause and effectsing side. So if we go into cause and effects now, I'm going to create another cause and effects block. So I'm going to do this as VADs. So then if we look at one out, all out, you can see how that's programmed. We're essentially going to copy that. So go add input group, and we're going to put that to all input devices. And then add state, activated, add action sequence, on, evac, and then add output object, and we're going to add a new output object, which is going to be VADs. So where this box says silenceable, we uncheck that. The VADs will not stop flashing when the system is silenced. And that will then normalize on reset. So that's now the cause and effects block done for that. So if we go back to node view, we can go into VAD and change the VAD on the device to VADs. And then for this one, again, VAD, VADs. So now if we go into Sounder, we can change the tones as necessary. So I'm going to set these all to tone 3. And I'm going to set them all to their quietest currently, just for demo purposes. So tone 3 is an alternating tone. It's quite a similar alternating tone to that used by ProTech. It's one of my preferred tones for these sounders. So program that in there, and that's all those devices programmed. So now if we go into site details now, we can then add what we need. So client, I'm just going to put this as so you can put the address in there, and then like your postcode and stuff, telephone, and so on and so forth, and then your installer. Again, so on and so forth, and then site notes. You can put what you need in here for your thing. So I could put batteries fitted. So just some simple notes. In options, you get that. And node view, got the system view. You can see all the networks, panels, and compact controllers. So you can fit up to 128 networks, panel, and compact controllers. So there is a lot you can do with this system. Again, panel notes, panel logs. So I can retrieve the log from the panel. Ain't much to see there. Network filters, device summary, devices, loops and zones, basic configuration, and that. So verification times you can change. So that's just going to set that to 1. False, none. Basic configuration, you can set the time and date, the panel maintenance date. Thank you. And yeah, so now I've got that mostly programmed. I will send that off to the panel now. So that's now transferring over to the panel. So that is now complete. All of this has been passed on to the to that. So I can just go to save as. Never mind. So that is that on the software side. So let's move back over to the panel now. So I'm going to unplug the panel from the laptop and now close the panel up. So now I'm going to test one of these devices to show the activation of the system. So I'm going to put the system into access level 3 real quickly, just so I can silence and reset. Trigger this detector here. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long to activate. These are very, very false alarm tolerant, so it might just take it a little minute, especially without the heat detector to also have signal. So if it's just smoke alone, it will take a little longer, which is a part of the false alarm reduction on these. It is definitely a resilient detector when it comes to resisting false alarms. I need a solo tester, the ones that can cup the detectors, because these are so false alarm tolerant that using the can smoke can take a while. So eventually it will go. It's It's just being stubborn. This detector's really a stubborn one, ain't it? Wow. Wonder what that's reading. Let's go. Engineering functions, device manager, loop 1, and it's device 3, read live data. Oh yeah, that thing's close to alarming now. It's pretty much at. There we are. So we can see there, the system activates. Both the VADs are flashing when the system is silent, so all the cause and effect is working as it should. So let that detector aerate real quickly. That was very bright. So see there, with these detectors, the fire LEDs are visible from all angles. And with the call points as well, the LEDs glow through the side as well, so they're really easy to see which device is activated. So if we click reset, that might re-alarm. So I'm just warning you. I think we might be good. Yeah, that's dropped below threshold now. So in engineering functions as well, we can go test output groups, all output devices. That was something interesting I just noticed. Those VADs briefly flashed when I turned the system on to evacuate, which was rather interesting. And again, I've got the VADs group now. Which I can test VADs with. So that is mostly all the setup done. Again, you've got constant fault monitoring on these devices, so you remove a head and when the loop polls, you'll get, there we are, loop 1, device 3, Cast Pro, optical heat, CO, tone sounder, and VAD missing, and it tells you the time. That comes up as a big banner on the front of the screen, so it's really easy to see. And if I now replace this detector head, the fault virtually immediately clears. So that's the ZFP programming and setup, and cause and effects, utilizing the CTEC Cast range of devices and Cast Pro range of devices. So one more thing to note as well is on this system you can do double knock on these devices. So depending on what you set the Cast Pro mode to, you can have these so it requires both heat and smoke, or both smoke and carbon monoxide, to initiate a full alarm on the system. That's just one interesting feature built in with Cast Pro, but there are a lot of other interesting features that Cast Pro does hold. Again, you've got 32 tone sounders built into these detectors, so you've got compatibility with many different countries and environments where these systems could be used. So if you've got an environment where the normal fire alarm tone could clash with equipment, you can set the tones on these sounders to something different. Or if you've already had a previous system that this device has a similar tone to, like say you've had a Protec system previously and you're swapping it out for the Cast, you can set it to that tone I had it on, which is quite similar to the Protec tone. So there's a lot of versatility with Cast and Cast Pro, and a lot of versatility with the ZFP. I mean, this is only the small case ZFP. These panels come in a medium and a large case, so that's either a 1 spare slot, 3 spare slots, or 5 spare slots. So 1 of these rows, 2 of them, or 3 of them. And these cards here can be popped out, and you can put all the custom cards you need into there, and they will connect into the panel. So other than that, that is mostly it. So we're coming up on the 32-minute mark. So I'm going to finish this off now. So one notable mention for this would be obviously massive thanks to CTEC for this equipment. Wouldn't have been possible to make this stream without it. And also I just want to mention as well that there will be some more live streams out soon. So we're going to cover a little bit on the active range of devices, and also just general conventional systems and the wiring implications for those. So thank you all for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.